Welcome to God's Playbook with your host, Father Rico Passero.
Lock at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown!
Let's play ball.
Hi friends, welcome back to God's Playbook. Today I want to talk about what to do on a day off. It's important that God teaches us to take a day off is important, and He gives us the Lord's Day for that day. But for many people, a Monday to Friday work schedule could be the norm. For others, perhaps days like today, i.e. Saturdays, are not the day off. But whenever our day off takes place during the week, the question is, how do we spend the day off? For many, it's filled with tasks that need to be done. Cleaning, laundry, washing the car, extra chores, vacuuming, dusting, the things we may not get to during the week when it's full of work and our other daily activities. For some, the day off is all about relaxing, a little R&R. For others, it might become a lazy day if we don't have a plan. Sitting on social media, binge watching television programs, perhaps even something we're not really interested in. And by the end of the day off, we could look at the day and say, wow, I just filled it with more stuff. Or sometimes the opposite can also be true, where we find ourselves having accomplished little and we feel we've wasted the day. What I think is important as a follower of Jesus is to always ask God to help us to have that work-life balance. And how we don't have to feel guilty sometimes on our day off to take it easy. Or sometimes when we kick it up a notch and fill the day with many activities, to hope to make sure that we spend some time for ourselves at the end as well, or perhaps even sprinkled through the day. What's also important for our day off is to ask ourselves, how much time have I spent on God and others this week? So our day off could also be filled and should also be filled with an opportunity of ministry, perhaps at your own local parish, perhaps volunteering at a soup kitchen, perhaps another community activity. It's easy sometimes to chalk our lives up to just being busy, go, 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 and we never find or make the time for others. And yet, we've all been blessed with 24 hours today, and how we spend those 24 hours is a reflection of what we think is important. We need to pay our bills, so we might go to work for a period of time. We need to sleep, so we make sure that our bodies receive some rest. We need to eat, so we sit down to meals. Well, our day off should also be a reflection of how our week is going in giving to God and to others too. And so if this isn't already part of your weekly routine, perhaps you can ask yourself the question, as I ask myself, when's the last time I did something for someone else? How can I better make time for others? Especially someone who perhaps cannot repay the favor to me. In other words, we're not just helping others who can help us in regards to advancing business successes, networking, etc. What can I do to build the kingdom since God has blessed me with a day off? For some people, they'd rather have their community involvement at the end of a workday or throughout the week. But for many people, we say we're so busy, but when we start to actually assess our week, we realize that indeed we do have time. The question is, are we being most efficient with the time that God has given to us? So if today is your day off, how are you going to spend it? If today is a regular work day for you and your day off is coming up, how are you going to spend that day? When each of us look at our weeks, where have we penciled in time for God and for others? Have we penciled in time for God and others? Can we pencil more time for God and others? And in helping others, we actually are fed. So when we talk about things like self-care need not always be a day at the spa, although that can be attractive to some. Self-care is not just staring at a TV screen in a mindless way, giving our minds a break, although for some that can be. A big part of self-care is also making sure that we're spending time with God and caring for one another. This time we spend is always refreshing, can be very satisfying and rewarding. Days off are precious days. Our lives are precious, filled with time. How we spend that time is again a reflection of what we value and what's important. So let's assess our week. Let's maximize our days off and look for ways to make sure that we spend more time for God and for others. Not just attacking tasks all week, but seeking ways to help others as much as we can. Then I think the more we focus on being more efficient with our time, especially our day off, then when we look back at our week, filled with all of its responsibilities, we'll see that we checked a lot of boxes, we've looked after what we're responsible for, but we've also shown God and others that they matter too. How might God be asking each of us to be more effective and efficient in the time we spend on our days off? For God's Playbook friends, I'm Father Rico. God loves you, and so do I.
If you like what you hear, please consider supporting us using any of our affiliate links in the description below via Buzzsprout, Ko-Fi, or GoFundMe. Thanks, and God bless.